Good night, everyone. Doing tonight, God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Irma Jill Spirit Divine. I'm here to give you a little shout news on today. Um, on tonight, first we're gonna start with carjack. So the man with children in a vehicle when a carjack on the South Carrollton Avenue. In the team another carjack. They had about 7 carjacks. That is going on strong right now. Left when he saw the children in the vehicle, was carjacking. So when he saw the kids in the vehicle, that's when he had left. But then they're gonna have another case that the man and the children um was in the vehicle. They were able to get out before the carjackers drove off in a stolen vehicle. Authorities say, so they had so many multiple carjackers. They had this one here, the first one, when they had the children in the car, the carjacker broke out and ran. But this one here, he made the children and the man were able to get out and they took the car. So the same night, another carjacker tried to steal a vehicle in a neighborhood. But this the attempt when he got in and saw the children inside. So when he must have, he was okay. Now he got in, he saw the kids, and he already got out. So good thing for that. So altogether was about 7 carjacks. So a weapon was not mentioned in the report. So thank God for that too. So we see there is so many carjackings going on right now. One had children in a car, he broke out and ran. The other had children in a car. Him and the children were able to get out, but he took off with his car. So one case, the children and the man, yeah, they made it out, but the man took their car. Rather for you to take the car and save their life. Their life was more important. So I advise all across the nation, please do not leave your children in your vehicle. Sometimes you might run into the store right fast, but things can happen just in a minute. You know, even when I have my grandkids with me, sometimes I gotta run in the store real quick. But guess what? I'm taking them kids out that car, and you coming with me because when you go and pay for your gas, you just run in there, pay your gas, and you coming out. But things happen in a minute. So I take my kids, the baby, grandkids, I just take them all out the car, unscrap them out the car seat, bring them with me to pay for the gas, and come right back. It's best for you to go to the trouble and do that than to leave your kids in the car, and a carjacker might take the kids in the car. So be on the safe side. So too, even if you run it in the store right quick, like I said, run in the store, run it to get gas, take the kids with you. Because in that minute, things can happen. Because I know a lot of time, people might say, well, I'm just going to pay for this gas and come on out. Then you come on out, things gonna change. The kids in the car will be gone. So I advise everyone to please do not leave your kids in the car, even if you feel like you're going in the store just for a couple of minutes. So we all have to be careful. Times have changed. So we see to having so many carjackers right now. And you have one saw the kids and ran out. Then you had another case where they had the kids and the man, and he made them on camera out. And then they had another case where the man took off with the kids and just took off. So it has 7 cases. So you have to just be careful. I advise everyone, please do not leave your children in the car, even if you feel like you're going to the store just for a couple of minutes. Things can happen in a minute. Sooner you step your foot in the store and leave the kids in the kids in the car will be gone. So I advise you not to leave your kids in the car, please. It's the safety of the kids. So let's talk about, I got China 4 news. We still talking about Danielle and Earl update. So hurricane season, no current threat to the United States for right now. So only two named storms at the moment, Danielle and Earl. But Danielle and Earl continue as our only named storms in Atlanta with no direct impact, on the land. So there's still no no landfall. No threat for landfall right now. So Mata are picking up on another eastern Atlanta tropical wave to develop in the coming days. But it is too short remain out of the sea. So another one low potential system now highlighted by the NAC. They also is watching the storm also. Not being dispected by model for development, but once over the tropical Atlantic. So far the season remained below average. Now we hope that it's continue. In NHC will continue on watching the storm also because they are experts. So now I have China 6 news. Top we watch Hurricane Earl is getting stronger in Atlanta. So you got Hurricane Earl is getting stronger. Hurricane Earl is expected to pass near the island later in a week. Hurricane Earl is getting stronger. you know. So tropical storm continue are expected on the island in the next 24 to 36 hours. Winds gusts could approach or exceed hurricane force for a short time on the island of Bermuda. So Danielle remained a hurricane in Atlanta as it meaning in that region. So the storm could impact, in Spain as a revenant on low next week. And they also have another storm had pick up. In the Pacific, you got Kay remain a hurricane category 2. So on the west coast of Mexico, so why the storm is unlikely to make landfall. So this one here not trying to make landfall so far. So that's a good thing. So on the west coast of the United States, heavy rain from the storm could cause flooding in Southern California in the Southwest, because that's what K Storm is at. Heading to California. You know, but it's still not no threat or landfall. You're gonna have heavy rain and flood. So we talk about the carjacking. They had about 7 carjackings. In these cases where children, was in it. One saw children that ran out, the other saw the kids and told the man and the children to get out and took the car. Then they had another case where the children was in the car. He took the children in the car. So it's so many multiple carjackers. So I just advise everyone to be careful. Sometimes you might think you're gonna run in by your mama's house. Leave your keys in the ignition. You gotta stop doing all that. Because the carjacking is getting so severe right now. You got so many multiple back to back. Had carjacking cars. And I had said you run in the store and you got kids with you. Um, Make sure you bring the kids with you. Don't leave it in a car. Because they're taking kids and all. They take the kids in the car. So you might be going and so just for a couple of minutes, but still can take the kids with you to be on the safe side. So and I did request, for everyone to do not leave the kids in the car for for safety. Even if you run in the store just for a minute, things can happen in a minute. So we talk about Danielle and Earl update. So Danielle hurricane. Danielle hurricane is still not threat for landfall. But you have Earl is strengthened. So it's in Atlanta. Tropical waves to develop in the coming days, but it is to sure remain out of the sea. So you got another low potential system now highlight. And you have NHC will continue on watching and monitoring the storm because they are experts. You know, so we have I have news from China 6. So they have Hurricane Earl is expected to pass near the island later in the week. You know, because Hurricane Earl is getting stronger. You know, into Atlanta, it's getting stronger. You know, tropical storm continue or expect on the island in the next 24 to 36 hours. You know, so Danielle remain, you know, a hurricane in Atlanta as a menu in the region. Now, the storm could impact in Spain as a revenue in the next week. You know, so then we have Hurricane Kay is a category too. You know, it's in Pacific, remains in Pacific on the west coast of Mexico. You know, so we have Hurricane K is a category too, and it's in a coast of Mexico. You know, so while the storm is unlikely to make a landfall, you know, on the west coast of the United States, so that's good. It's not no threat. It's not a threat for landfall. You know, so that's a good thing. You know, so we got three storms, but all it's not no threat for landfall. You know, but you have Earl would have heavy rain and flood, and also Hurricane Kate will have heavy rains and flood. You know, Danielle just remained in Atlanta at the moment. So we have no storm for threat or landfall. You know, I will always keep you updated on this hurricane because you know I was having a father deal with the storms. You know, so that's part of me of putting news out. So I will always give you update on the storm, let you know what's going on if we have to evacuate or what. But so far, it's not heading towards United States. You know, so that's all the show news I have for you today. Y'all have a nice night, and I will see y'all in the next video.